Assalamu alaikum. So here we are going to start the next topic. Here actually this topic doesn't directly include in your syllabus, that the topic you got in class 9 CSS. Here the simple introduction about CSS just I want to give here. Like CSS, the full form, it's cascading style sheet. If you could recall, or if you have studied your class 9 book as I told to do, that day I also asked in the group that who are prepared, but nobody replied me. That means no one was prepared for that. So here you see, if you neglect like that, it will be very difficult for you. As I told that HTML is very important for you, because so many students they get problem with this topic, because questions directly doesn't come from your exercise. Maximum questions come as application based, where the questions will be asked in different way, and we cannot means expect what type of questions may come. But yes, we'll try to solve different types of questions about HTML to get the idea about this. So any type of questions from anywhere, it may be given to you, so you must be ready for that. Okay, so don't be neglecting anything like that you must prepare for this HTML topic at least. So here you see CSS. I told about to learn or read about your rules about HTML. So the rules, the basic rules, just simply you can see these HTML are not case sensitive, means starting tag and ending tag if we do in different ways. If you have written HTML capital letters but you are closing the HTML in small letters, there is no problem with this one. Okay, so here this is the simple rules. Another one, sometimes we need to give the double quotation in the attribute values, and we can also omit the double quotation even. But when do you need to give double quotation? If your attribute values having any special character, special character like any spaces, if it is there, then the value must be enclosed in double quotation. Okay, so here these are the two basic rules, simple rules that I have told. That the rest of the rules just you go through. Here CSS means cascading style sheet, through which we can give a very interactive view to the HTML page, to make styles, to give colors, to decorate your web page, just to use CSS. So how to write CSS? The syntax it is given to you. What is the syntax? You see, first syntax, you just to look at the syntax. Let me fix the pen. Okay, now the CSS, here is the style. This is the tag you must use, but always you write this tag before head, before body. Okay, as here also I have mentioned, there are three types of CSS: internal, external, and inline. And in your syllabus only this internal CSS have been discussed. Only internal CSS has been discussed. So here external CSS and inline CSS are not included in your syllabus. If you could recall, I showed you in class 9, when you were in class 9, that how to include external CSS, inline CSS. Practically also I'll show you once again. But here you see how internal CSS are to be used. Internal CSS means within the same HTML document, but the style things will be done before body. Remember, before body within head. Within head, if you have mentioned head, that the CSS must be written within head. Okay, if you have not written head, then no problem, directly you can write style. Okay, here you see selector, then property name, then value, property name, value, property name, value. In that way it will go on. Now what is the syntax? Selector means the for which tag you want to set the CSS, for which tag. Okay, if img tag, then you have to write img. If it is body tag, then you have to write body as selector. Okay, then second bracket start, that braces starts. Here the property name you have to write along with the value of that property. And lastly you see, you must give semicolon on this one. When one property is completed, after that you must put semicolon to separate the next property. If you have only one property with this selector, then you can close your braces, no problem. But another things you must see here, that you have used not equal. We have not used here equal. What we have used? Colon sign. Remember, colon, not equal. Sometimes error correction comes in your exam with equal sign. Okay, and at last there is no semicolon, it is given as comma. So you must see this semicolon or comma, and here it is equal or semicolon. I'm sorry, equal or colon. So you must see these things. Clear? So when you have completed the selectors, all the properties, after you need to close the property with braces. And whenever you have written all the properties about different selector, different tags, just you must close the style tag before body. Now see, another some important properties that we need to know: what is background color, what is color property, what is text transform property, font family. We'll get other properties as well in the next chapter. So here for this chapter, just to remember, if it comes then we'll discuss later. Here you see background color. What is background color? Background color will give the background color of any selector. Okay, if you have written body, then background color, then whole web page will be having that color that you have specified with the background color property. And remember the hyphen between these two property, that means the hyphen between two words, background hyphen color. Don't forget to put the hyphen. If you miss the hyphen, that means it is not any property. You must write that hyphen. Here background to specify the background color, and color property to give the text color, to assign the text color. Okay, so if you have written body, that what will be the text color of the whole text in the body. If you have written any other tags and you want to specify any color within the text, then you can write this color. Text transform. Okay, sometimes we need to transform our text. So if you have written all the text in small letter, but in display you need to display in capital letters, so you just use text transform property. It has two values, uppercase and lowercase. If you have written text transform uppercase, then you can see whatever the text it is written within the selector, it will be converted to capital letters. If you have written lowercase, then it will be converted to small letters. Okay, font family. You are very familiar with this one, font family. Whenever it is asked to do something in Notepad or WordPad, just you go to the font and change your font style. Okay, font style. As you say, this is handwriting. Actually, it is not handwriting. Remember, this is not handwriting. It is the font style, type of font, text style. Okay, Algerian, Calibri, Times New Roman. So these are the different font names are there. If you want to display with the specific font, then you can use the font family with the font name after that one. Okay. Okay. Move to the next page. So here you see how to insert image, that the previous class already you have discussed. These are the different attributes of this img tag. Now here, using attributes and using properties means using CSS. And here simply attributes that till now we have got up to class 8, you got in class 9 also you got, if you could recall. So here you see how we have used. Okay, here HTML also to be closed. HTML after body, HTML must be closed. It is not written here. Okay, see, img no need to close because it is what? Empty property, or sorry, empty element. Here you see src rebar.jpg that we have discussed the image previous class. Then height of the image, width of the image, and now see double quotation. If you omit here, if you omit here, there will be no problem with this one. Just if you go through the values, that means the rules of HTML, then you can get it. But here ALT, the double quotation must be, because in this value, what is the value of ALT property? Picture is being loaded. This is the value of this property, but picture is being loaded within this. You can see so many spaces. After picture spaces, there is space, being space. So you must enclose this value within the double quotation, or single quotation also it can be used. Okay, so here simply we have used different attributes. The similar things if we do using CSS, then how to write? Now see, using CSS we must write within the style tag that you have seen before body, inline not external, not. This is internal CSS. Internal CSS. So here we can use src here even, but in different way. URL directly we have to use URL property. In that different way you cannot, but ALT you must write here. ALT. Okay. The height width. Here another thing you see. Here we have used px. Px means pixel, but in this here we have not used px. That means if we use as attributes, these are as attributes, that px is not mandatory. That means mandatory means no need to write, only the value, or the value simply without px, numerical value. But here when we use CSS, that you must use pixel, means px. And remember, in the past class also have discussed, in HTML5 only we can use pixel values, pixel, not percentage. So px you must mention. Is it clear? In that way we can set the height and width of the image. Okay, move to the next page. Here you see what is the use of ALT attribute. So many times it comes in your exam directly. The use of that ALT attribute, it is what sometimes, if you have seen, whenever you go to download any image, or if you visit to any websites, if the website contains some images, somewhere you may have observed that picture is being downloaded or some another text. Okay, when the picture appears, the text goes. So this one is used. ALT means alternate text to be displayed in place of image. Where the image will be displayed, in that place that text will be displayed, whatever you have written in your HTML code. Okay, here we have written image is not found. This text means if the image is not coming to your browser, this text will be displayed. If image is loaded once, that text will be not displayed anymore. Okay, so alternate text to be displayed in place of image if the image is not being displayed. Okay, so here simply we have changed the name of the web page to show you the output. Here another R I have added here, river, RIVER. Actually it is the file name was RIVER. So another R I have given. If it is given correctly, then you can see the picture is directly it is displaying. We are not doing in online, we are doing offline, so we will not take any time to download it. Okay, so the simply the river R I have used to show you output how actually it displays. Now see, picture is not found, the text whatever you have written here, these things, if you have written your name, this name will display. Okay, so in place of image, if you have written correctly the file name here, like the file name it was river.jpg, if you write like that correctly, then you can see, sorry, if you have written correctly river.jpg, then you can see this directly image will display. That time this text will not display. Now how to set image border around the image? Border, you see here image I have not drawn, the image will be displayed here around this one, border will be there. Height width also I have set here, you see this is the selector img, height of this one 200 pixel, 280 pixel is the width, that means this is the width, this is the height, and 2 pixel solid red around this one. Okay, let me show you red color I am using here. This border around the image, the red color border will be displayed, and in between you can see the picture is displaying. Okay, so in that way we can use the style of the border. Okay, solid, there are different types of border also we have. Okay, solid we can use, dotted we can use, it can be used dotted, it can be used, say I'm showing you the different types. Here we have used solid, you can use what, dashed, DASHED, dashed you can use, or you can use dotted, DOTTED, dotted border. If you use dashed border, then how it will be displayed around, dash like that, around in that way. Okay, if you have dotted border, then this dot border will display. Is it clear? So there are these three types of border we can use. Here we have used solid, that's why this solid border is displayed. Okay, move to the next page. here you see use of heading. This also directly topic is not there in your book, but you must know what is heading. Sometimes that this is also one kind of heading. When we write something, we give an heading, give a heading. So in web page also some contents you are displaying, and in top of the content just you want to give an heading, so you can use h and tag. H and tag, remember h and here. Actually n means there will be any value among this. Maybe h1, maybe h2, maybe h3, 4, 5, like that. And remember, h always to be written like this heading level, it is in the same line. If you write like this h6 like the suffix, then it is wrong. Always to be written in the same line, similar line, not suffix. Okay, here I have written two things, h1 and h6. h1 is the most prominent heading and h6 is the least prominent heading. It means what? Largest one and smallest one. You can see. Here I have shown you the example. This is the highest with h1 and h6 is the lowest. In between, gradually it will decrease the size. Gradually it will decrease the size. So here another one, the use of the text transform property. Here you see I have written in small letter, but here text transform uppercase property is used. That's why these things it is coming in uppercase. Okay. So this much today. Tomorrow we'll discuss the next topic. Thank you.
Here we go.